So I've decided to challenge myself today, and I'm going to ask a question which isn't just sort of generalized wisdom, which is what I've been doing. So I'm going to ask instead, will humanity ascend to a fifth dimensional reality? Will humanity ascend to a fifth dimensional reality? Alright. Let's see what happens. Greetings and thank you for the question. We appreciate the challenge and shall do our best to provide you with an input clarified enough that you can make sense from it. But be aware that the fifth dimensional experience is markedly, profoundly different from the human experience as it exists right now. And so, without the physical experience of the fifth dimension in your awareness, there will be a challenge to provide you with an input which you can make sense of when you translate it into an understandable feed from the perspective of physicality as you understand it to this point. In short, yes, those who are ready on your planet have already begun the process of ascending to a fifth dimensional state. Some more than others, because it is a wave which is sweeping across your planet as your planet itself ascends. And so as the planet ascends, then your entire species will be affected by the ascension of your planet. However, there is the point of, there is the quality of the individual vibration that each human holds. And so, due to that uniqueness, the way in which each individual is affected will be nuanced. Some shall be affected more and some shall be affected less, and there are those who will be resistant to the changes and they shall not change at all. However, in a relative sense, they will appear to have changed a lot. Because everyone else who has allowed the change to occur will be so profoundly different that those who did not change will appear to be a type of humanity which is starkly external to what would be considered as the new humanity. From the fifth dimensional perspective, life is more of a flow state, and the qualities of your life will seem to be more integrated, such that you can see there is a connectedness between everything. And so in this flow state of very integrated connectedness, you'll begin to appreciate that life is a singularity. And so there is no part of your life which is not affecting another part of your life. Because you'll come to realize that you are in fact your life. So your life is not something that is occurring external to you, but your life is indeed actually you. And as it is you, then it makes sense that it is one, a singularity. And so what occurs in one part of your life will be affecting other parts of your life. Now this is occurring already, however, in the current state of humanity, the awareness isn't present, and also the effect of one part of your life affecting another is much less marked. And so it goes to a great degree unnoticed. However, when the threshold is fully crossed, the degree of change in areas of your life resulting from changes in other areas of your life will be much more marked. And so in a sense it will be an imperative to be in harmony, because when you are not in harmony about any area of your life, it will create uncomfortable repercussions across your entire life, because you'll be existing as a singularity more so than ever before. However, there won't be an impending chaos, because although this will be the new state of beingness, there will be also a greatly expanded awareness. And so much of the conundrum of life will be easily understood, and each individual that has crossed this threshold will be able to find balance with much greater ease. All of you will still be expanding, evolving, growing beings, so it will not be the case of instant perfection. However, it will be with much greater mastery that each of you shall be living your lives that have chosen to allow this crossing of the threshold to occur. And so there will be an initial period of some turbulence as each individual becomes more acclimated to the new state of being. And the realization is made that life is a single unit, and therefore harmony is essential to quell the turbulence which results from disharmony in any area of your life. And in this recognition within self also shall be made the recognition within others. And so you will realize that it is with wisdom that you choose to be harmonious with those around you. Because disharmony within self, disharmony within the relationships you share with others, will create an unwanted perturbance. And so it is peace and harmony that you will choose. And those in your life will also choose peace and harmony. However, there are those who will resist the shift resist the change, because they are steeped in darkness so much that it is with an awareness that they resist the changes, because they are afraid to lose their power, which has come from darkness. And it is their fear of a diminishment of that power that will keep them in darkness. And yet the irony shall be that it is their fear of being diminished that shall diminish them. Because in a relative sense, as the typical human crosses the fifth dimensional threshold and becomes a being primarily of that density, their capacities to be more than human will be greatly enhanced, and they shall awaken to a power, a birthright, which will be many times more powerful than the power wielded by those who receive their power from darkness. Because it shall be an individual power, a power that does not require a hierarchy, does not require underlings, does not require mentoring from above, but instead shall be an opening up to the love and wisdom which is freely available to all those in that state. And those that have resisted it because they fear to lose their power shall find that in a comparative sense they are greatly diminished, because their relative power has been substantially curtailed, minimized, to such a degree that most of humanity will look upon them with indifference as to the effect that their power can now wield, and also with some empathy that they have remained in the darkness as small beings, afraid, and using dishonesty and connivance as their main characteristics for negotiating life. And yet they shall be mostly ineffectual in influencing those that have crossed the threshold. So they shall be an oddity. They shall be those that are the focus of empathy to the new fifth dimensional humanity. And the new fifth dimensional humanity with love shall try to reach them and to help them join the rest of humanity as an awakened species. Because from the perspective of those awakened, it shall be so clear that it is greatly unwise to remain in the darkness, and that the beliefs they have which keep them in the darkness are, in a sense, uninformed, and the result of the dark ones being unkindly deceived by the forces, the intellects that have guided them through these times. Because if the guidance they had received was truly from the perspective of love, from the perspective of wanting a good future for those that follow, then that darkness which has led them would have led them in a completely different path, would have led them towards awakening, towards ascension, because the darkness that has led them fully understands the potential into which humanity is blossoming. And yet the darkness that leads them serves self, and so it has, in a sense, sacrificed all those that follow for its own fulfillment. And now that the time of fulfillment is coming to a close, even still it does not direct those that follow to the light, and is setting them up to be left behind in a way which will be insurmountable to many of them, not just for their lifetime but for generations. So it is a selfish unkindness to the highest degree, yet it is the way of darkness. When humanity has crossed the threshold into the fifth dimensional realm, then it shall be a time of looking outward into the cosmos to see the faces of the many friends that have been awaiting for this to occur, for the many species that have been here before and have observed and in their way sent energy to the planet of Earth and those that inhabit it, such that it can make the crossing peacefully and lovingly and be welcomed into the associations of species, associations of star systems that together are evolving as not just one race, as a human race is one race, but as the one, as the ultimate unification. And as these relationships are formed, humans will begin to have the opportunity to experience new technologies, experience new states of being, experience the cultures of other civilizations and their planets. It will be a time of rapid transformation and rapid blossoming into the potential which has been genetically coded into the Earth human. It is with great anticipation that we and so many others observe what is occurring, because it is legend, the potential that has been laying dormant within the Earth human for millennia. And so while there is evidence that the Earth human, once it has allowed itself to awaken to its potential that the creative abilities and their force of positive change will be spectacular, and the species shall rapidly become a species of great enlightenment and ability, metaphysically and technologically, rapidly. So in a sense, exploding onto the scene like a jack in the box that has been slowly winding and winding and winding and winding over a very long time, and yet contained within the box is a unique potential, unique in how richly it has been incorporated with divinity. And once the threshold is crossed and the lid of the box springs open, then humanity shall explode forth. And with the guidance of your many sisters and brothers across the cosmos, you shall become a shining light of radiant love and profound capacity to create positive change. So it is an exciting time for us, the observers, perhaps even more so than it is for you, the participants, because we have a perspective which at this time you do not. And so we are aware of the potential that you possess, because it is not just something that we see energetically. It is also from an anthropological and scientific perspective that we are aware of the history of how you have been created and the genetic experiment which has taken place on your planet. And so it is unique, the composition that has been placed in each of you. And this genetic composition was carefully designed. Initially it began as an experiment which was not to create the ultimate being, but instead just to create servitude. But the karma initially placed on humanity by those that manipulated you has been undone through continued changes and improvements to your genetic structure. In a sense, the initial selfish manipulation has been undone through benevolent insertion of genetic blessing, so that those who manipulated you have undone the karma, and the project grew and grew and grew, and many decided to join as the interest continued to grow, such that the result has become the coalescing of many cultures, of many species, of many federations and organizations from many vast regions in the cosmos, coming together in cooperation to create a being which is unprecedented. So those that watch, many of them look upon you as their creation, as their progeny, as their family. So you are greatly loved, and you are protected, and your arrival is anticipated. And when the threshold is crossed, and your species has had time to adjust and to understand what it means to be the new human, and to create balance within self by understanding the importance of harmony, and then creating balance in relationships with others by understanding the importance of harmony, and that harmony becomes the predominant energetic state on your planet, then shall come the introductions to those who wish to guide and mentor you, because they love you and see you as progeny, see you as family, see you as brothers and sisters. And it is with excitement that they anticipate this, because it is expected the rate at which you can absorb the knowledge, absorb the information, shift to ever increasing states of wakefulness, shall be unprecedented in the time compression that you are capable of. And so while many of these groups that will come to assist you have in their history assisted other planets to also do first contact and begin to become a species of the cosmos rather than just a species of their own planet, and understand the non-dimensional capacities they contain, with your planet and your species, it shall be compressed to such a degree that your ascension, your explosion onto the scene shall be much more rapid than has ever been witnessed before. In a sense, it is expected that the human race will be skipping grades, shall be jumping ahead, shall be graduating from each level of change far ahead of what would be considered the typical schedule. This is very exciting. This is something which many wish to participate in and also to witness and also to learn from, such that as they continue to expand across the cosmos, that they can help the One realize itself at an even greater velocity than it currently does, through the understandings that shall come into existence, that shall be revealed through the process of your own awakening, your own ascension, your own blossoming into the potential encoded within you at a speed never seen before. This is an epic time for all those involved. So our advice to you is to have faith. Although you look about and you see that the world is in chaos, understand that this is part of the process. And also, the chaos is so profound on your planet because your planet is a planet of incredible potential, of unprecedented velocity of change. And so as we watch, even now, before the ascension is made, before the threshold is fully crossed, we are in awe at how rapidly, how compressed, how quickly it is all occurring. It is very much, in a sense, a wave, a pulsation through your entire planet and your entire species, through the entire biosphere. Already you are pulsating with ripples so energetic that it is noticeable in regions of space very distant from you. The build-up is well underway and the threshold is rapidly approaching. Very exciting. Edge of the seat. And so have faith. Continue to reach to the light. Have compassion for those who go towards the darkness, but keep your focus on the light. Have aware the darkness is there, but don't allow the darkness to diminish your light, because it does not have the power nor the authority to diminish you. It is only through your choice that it can diminish you. So choose the light, have faith, and allow yourself to blossom and then explode into the new paradigm which awaits. And we shall, from a distance, energetically imbue your planet with vibrations which will allow you to do this as easily as it can be done in the circumstances that exist. And we wait for your arrival, and soon enough we will be part of your paradigm, not just remotely, energetically, secretly, but as your family, embracing you, loving you, guiding you. So with great love, we end this transmission and we let you know that we are in this together. You are not a remote species to us which we observe with curious indifference. You are our family, and we love you as much as we love our own. With great excitement we await you. So thank you for being a participant in this experiment and enduring the darkness which has prevailed on your planet for so long, and for having the endurance and the resilience to find the light even from the great darkness where we once observed you and once wondered, is it possible to come from that darkness into the light? And yet you have shown us that even the impossible, from our perspective, where all is possible, is possible. You have impressed us, and you have honored us, and we wait to reflect onto you the love and honor we hold. Thank you.